Yeah, man! Hello, my name is Miguel, and today I'm gonna make for you mushrooms, cherry tomatoes stew. You're gonna need some cherry tomatoes, about half a cup or so. 3 old mushrooms. You can use mushrooms from the can. About quarter cut piece sweet pepper or bell pepper. A stalk of scallion, which is optional. An onion, medium-sized onion. About half a teaspoon of ground rosemary. Half a teaspoon of pimento berries. Marjoram, 1 teaspoon of marjoram. Basil, a tablespoon of dried basil. And parsley, a tablespoon of dried parsley. 3 garlic cloves. Oregano, about half teaspoon of oregano. 2 whole cloves. Visit JamaicaDinners.com for the recipe. You can use any of these herbs fresh. Just chop it fine. This is the rosemary. You want to grind the rosemary fine. We're placing all of our herbs on this plate. So about half teaspoon rosemary, grind it fine. Oregano. You need about quarter teaspoon of oregano. Marjoram. A teaspoon marjoram. Basil, a tablespoon of basil. Parsley, 1 tablespoon of parsley. Whole cloves. This is all our herbs. Gather all the herbs together. Find 2 nice old cloves and put it with a teaspoon of dried pimento berries. The spice. Keep the spices together. Keep the spices together. Alright, so measure and put aside as well about half teaspoon salt. I use sea salt. Now with the garlic cloves, peel skin, cut off ends, and trim off any spoilage that you might see. Now with the onion, when I cut it in half, it's easier to handle. So remove the brown skin, the brown leaf, just the brown leaf now, because the first layer of the onion is the strongest. And cut off ends. Scallion, remove dying leaves, cut off ends as well. The tip of the dying leaf and the root end. Have you know, these are wild cherry tomatoes. I just picked them in the, I've been seeing them lately, so I said, you know what, I'm gonna use them up because these tomatoes are costly. They're expensive in the supermarket. So I feel privileged I didn't even buy these. What I'm doing now is just removing the stems. This is the richest of richest tomatoes. This is the wild one. This is wild. The real cherry tomatoes are a little bit bigger than these. Not plum, you know, cherry. These are the ingredients for our mushroom cherry tomatoes stew. Now I'm gonna do some washing and rinsing. Add cherry tomatoes in a bowl, add some water and couple drops of white vinegar and kind of rinse or wash cherry tomatoes properly. After that, remove that water and give it a final rinse under fresh running water. Now, with the sweet pepper, you can use bell pepper, but you can use paprika as well. But bell pepper or sweet pepper, any color, bell pepper. I'm just using a small quarter piece of sweet pepper. Just cut it, remove the seeds, and clean out the inside. Alright, this is a mushroom, whole mushroom. So I'm finding 3 that I'm going to use. Put these down for later, for another day. So with the mushroom, you know, just to feel good in yourself, give it a rinse. Put it in a bowl with some water, drizzle a couple drops of white vinegar, distilled white vinegar, and use your finger and kind of wash and rub them properly and make sure that they're clean, and then give them a final rinse on the clean running water. And put your mushrooms aside for later. Next, put some water in a bowl, add a couple drops of white vinegar, and wash. Use your finger and wash the grooves of the sweet pepper properly, and wash the leaf of the scallion properly as well. After that, give it a final rinse and put it aside. Now, we're going to slice and dice. Starting with the onion. I just lay my onion on I'm using a cutting mat. I laid my onion on a cutting mat and slice it. Now, grind garlic to puree or pulp. Use a grinder like this, or you can use a flat surface knife and mash it. Dice scallion. Dice a scallion. After that, dice sweet pepper or bell pepper or even paprika. You're gonna dice it fine. I find that with these old mushroom, if you turn the mushroom upside down and slice it, it's easier to handle. Just do as you see me doing and slice mushrooms to about 1/8 thickness. It can be 1/16 too, but and if you reach the last slide and you're unable to get it, you can hold it like that, but don't, when you see me cut like that, my finger don't touch the blade. Get some water ready. We're getting ready to cook. Put to heat a medium-sized saucepan. Put the stove's gauge on low for now. I'm going to show you how to maximize flavor from the spices without having the spices in the meal. Add half of quarter cup oil, or about 2 between 4 tablespoons of cooking oil. I use coconut oil. Add the spices to the heating oil and allow. Let it stay in the heating oil on low heat for about 5 minutes, flavoring the oil. Put the sweet pepper and the cherry tomatoes together, or if not together, in the same bowl. After between 5 minutes thereabout, these dried pimento berries and whole clove bin flavoring the cooking oil. Use a cooking spoon like this and remove the spices. After that, add your sliced onions. Stove gauge on 4, medium-low, turn it up. The saucepan is kind of hot, so these seasonings are going to be burning or flavoring fast. So about between 15 seconds after, add diced scallion. Stir it a couple times and allow it to saute. As you see, about 10-15 seconds later, you add the garlic, stir it in, and allow it to saute. Kind of shuffle all these vegetables at the bottom of the saucepan. 10 seconds later, add your sliced mushrooms, the herbs, the salt, and the pepper. Your herbal, salt, and pepper. Stir it in a few times. Then add 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. You can use any flavor vinegar you so desire, but I'm recommending apple cider for this one. And then add ½ cup water. This here spoon here measures nearly about 1/4 cup, so 2 spoons is about ½ cup of water. So add the water, stir it in. After that, use the saucepan lid and cover the pan properly and allow. Stove gauge is on 4, allow. It's recommend you keep the lid on within the time. You can shake it like you see me doing, but that's it, allow. For between 5 minutes, this is what it looks like. I didn't open it within the time. Stir your pot in. See that nice Mother's Earth color. Add ½ cup ketchup. Stir the ketchup in your mushroom stew. This alone could be the stew, you know that. You could just, I have one called mushroom stew, you should see that. Alright, so once you do that, use a lid, cover the pan, allow, keep the lid on within the time. You can do as you see me doing and shake the saucepan. 5 minutes, this is what it looks like. This is what you want your stew to be thickened and look juicy. If you can always turn the stove up on 6, medium high, and kind of stir it in and allow the gravy to thicken some more. When the stew starts sticking to the pot's bottom, that's a sign to say it's ready. You could have used a piece of pepper. I didn't today because I forgot. Half, like 1/4 teaspoon of shredded red pepper or half Scotch bonnet pepper. This is it. We're finished. Turn the stove off. And now would be a good time to add your diced sweet pepper or bell pepper, and then add your cherry tomatoes. Stir it in, cover your saucepan until served. It's best served within the time because these tomatoes might burst and get soft, and you wanna present them whole. Stir your pot in before serving, and take a scoop of this delicious mushrooms, cherry tomatoes stew and lay it on I recommend you do the same. A bed of spaghetti or fettuccine. Any pasta is great with this meal. They have vegetables, all sorts. So this is mushrooms, cherry tomatoes stew. Visit JamaicaDinners.com for the recipe. Subscribe, like, share, and I know if you ever dare try this meal, you will love it. And when you do love it, come back and give us a comment. Mushroom cherry tomatoes stew. Vegan cooking recipes. I want you to witness me sampling this mushroom cherry tomatoes stew. And like I said before, it's best if you have this stew with spaghetti. So it's a true vegan cooking recipe. Like I said, my cherry tomatoes or wild cherry tomatoes. The mushroom is soft. Today it reminds me of liver. Other times I was trying to find meat texture to describe it near to. But if you like liver, not liver, kidney. If you like kidney, it reminds me of kidney. Number one, it almost shapes like kidney. And it has the same texture as kidney. The wine vinegar, the apple wine vinegar, along with the herbs, blends lovely with this mushrooms cherry tomato stew. I would say mushroom is a great substitute for meat for vegetarians and vegans. And I truly believe if you try it, it's not just for a vegan or a vegetarian. This is a anybody meal. Regular people should eat like this once a week at least, or twice a week, but at least once a week. You can use wheat spaghetti. This meal would probably go well with some cooking wine. And this meal will probably go well with a salad or even rice. It's easy to cook. After preparation, it takes about 5 minutes to cook. It's tangy. And you could have used a piece of ginger. I didn't say it, but you could have. Well, like a little teeny piece. Alright. Until next time. Bye. Yeah, man!